Bradley Walsh is the kind of man who fills a room with warmth the moment he walks in. Whether he's cracking up contestants on The Chase or taking on wild adventures with his son Barney, he has always seemed invincible, larger than life, endlessly cheerful, utterly unshakable. But behind that bright smile and that booming laugh, there was a quiet, deeply personal battle unfolding. One that very few people knew about. And one that, when he chose to share it, reminded every single one of us just how fragile life can be, no matter who you are. This is the story of the health scare that changed Bradley Walsh forever. It began with a number, a cholesterol level that was far too high. A doctor's appointment that Bradley Walsh walked into expecting routine and walked out of shaken to his core. His doctor didn't sugarcoat it. Bradley was told he was at serious risk of developing heart disease. Not because of poor habits alone, but because of something far closer to home. Something written into his very DNA. Bradley's father died of heart disease at just 59 years old. Let that land for a moment. When Bradley turned 60, a birthday that most of us celebrate with cake and champagne, he didn't just feel older. He felt like he had crossed a finish line his own father never reached. He has spoken openly about that moment, describing himself as a time bomb. A man whose body overproduces cholesterol, a condition he called a silent killer. That phrase alone is chilling, because it's silent. You don't feel it. You don't see it. It simply builds, quietly, patiently, until one day it doesn't have to be quiet anymore. Bradley knew he had to act. And he did. He completely overhauled his lifestyle. He cut back on starchy foods, fatty foods, and alcohol. He hired a personal trainer. He pushed himself physically, even when he admitted it was getting harder with age. In a recent interview, with his characteristic honesty and heart, he said, "As you get older, it's much harder, but I really want to get fitter." That wasn't the voice of a celebrity performing wellness for the cameras. That was a father. A son who lost his dad too soon. A man who has looked mortality in the eye and decided, firmly, defiantly, that he is not ready to let go. And if you think that's where the story ends, it doesn't. Because just recently, Bradley opened up about a completely separate health struggle that struck him in the middle of filming his beloved travel show Breaking Dad with son Barney. On this occasion, the two were attempting to cross one of Japan's most famous and notoriously unstable bridges. Bradley froze. What looked like stage fright or a fear of heights turned out to be something medically real, vertigo. A debilitating inner ear condition that causes intense dizziness, disorientation, and loss of balance, described by doctors as feeling like the world is spinning violently around you, even when you're standing perfectly still. Radio host Chris Evans, who interviewed Bradley, said it plainly, "You genuinely have the vertigo, you could tell." Bradley didn't deny it. He didn't brush it off. He owned it. And in doing so, he gave millions of people watching permission to do the same. What do you think? Does it take courage to admit your health vulnerabilities in public? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. This is the part of Bradley's story that so many people aren't talking about, and it's exactly why we wanted to bring it to you today. Because here is a man who has spent decades making others feel good, making others laugh, making others feel at ease, while quietly carrying his own fears about his health, his heart, and his future. Would you have handled it the same way? Would you have the courage to change your lifestyle after a doctor's warning, the way Bradley did? Or would you have pushed it to the back of your mind and hoped for the best? Comment below. We read every single one. And if you're finding this story as moving as we are, keep watching. Because what Bradley has said about what truly matters to him now is genuinely beautiful. What strikes you most about Bradley Walsh isn't the health scare itself. It's what he did with it. He didn't spiral. He didn't disappear. He made changes, real, meaningful, lasting changes. He started showing up differently for himself, so he could keep showing up for the people he loves. His son, his family, the millions of fans who feel, somehow, like they know him personally. At 65, Bradley Walsh is not slowing down. He's presenting gladiators alongside Barney. He's filming adventures across Japan and Thailand. He's laughing, working, living, and doing all of it with a quiet awareness that life is precious and time is not guaranteed. His father didn't get to see 60. Bradley has seen 65, and he intends to see a great deal more. That right there is not just a celebrity health story. That is a human story. That is Bradley Walsh at his most honest, his most vulnerable, and, in every way that matters, his most extraordinary. If this story moved you the way it moved us, please give this video a thumbs up. It truly helps more people find stories like this one. Subscribe to Good Morning Britain on YouTube so you never miss the moments that matter. Leave us a comment telling us what Bradley's story means to you. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, please share this video with them today.